What's up, guys, and welcome back to Wake Up Entertainment. So there is an affidavit that is there at the Senzo Meyiwa trial. This affidavit was written by Brigadier Gininda, and it contains the evidence that is being used in the Senzo Meyiwa trial. So Advocate Mnisi asked Brigadier Gininda a very simple question to confirm the correctness of the evidence that is in that affidavit. Just that simple question was very difficult for Gininda to answer.
Now, this is a affidavit that was written to support an application that was directed to the magistrate to authorize an application in terms of section 205. Do you still remember that?
Yes, I remember, my lord.
Brigadier Gininda,
Yes.
do you recognize this document?
Yes, I do, my lord.
Do you confirm that this document was written by you?
It was typed and signed by me, my lord.
And do you confirm the correctness of the contents of this document?
Well, my lord, I'll confirm that it is my signature, but remember now here, my lord, it refers to numbers, for example, of the accused. So I don't have the profiling to refer them to you, but it is me, and I'll assume what I wrote here is correct because I'm the investigating officer, my lord.
No, Brigadier. It doesn't work like that. You just heard to the court that if I do not properly authenticate this document, then it's going to be considered as a pro non scripto. So I want you to say, with a straight face and say, yeah, no, this is my document. It was penned by me. I stand by the information that is contained in the document. It was commissioned before me, and that is my signature. Otherwise, we will be moving in a. I don't want to be moving on a slippery slope, so to speak.
My lord, I agree. This is my statement. I've signed. It was commissioned by me. It was commissioned before me by my colleague. What I'm saying is that the statement refers to certain numbers.
Yes.
And obviously, I don't have the profiling to compare if these numbers are accurate. But I confirm it is my statement. It was signed and it was commissioned, my lord.
Now that you're saying you're not able to confirm those numbers, how do you then advise that we cross that bridge? Because I want to go into the statement. But because you're saying you're not sure about those numbers, how should we then cross that bridge?
So this is just embarrassing what is happening in court right there. Brigadier Gininda took so many years to investigate this case, and he compiled all of his evidence and wrote it in an affidavit, then submitted that affidavit to the court and signed that evidence there, and went to the commissioner of oaths to actually confirm this evidence. But when he is being asked a simple question by Advocate Mnisi to simply confirm the correctness of this affidavit and that it is indeed him who actually wrote all of this evidence, well, it turns out that Gininda just cannot answer that question. A simple question like, did you write this evidence that is contained in this affidavit? Gininda goes on to say, yes, I typed that. It's just so unnecessary and time wasting in court. And to also imagine that this is a well-decorated policeman. So an affidavit itself is actually a written statement of facts that a person is actually swearing to be true under oath, and all of these statements are actually written in the presence of a public official or any authorized official, and actually lying under this sworn document, it can lead to serious legal consequences, including perjury charges. So Brigadier Gininda is a well-decorated policeman who has worked with most of these documents. He knows all of this, and once you have written something under oath and it is signed and you confirm it, you cannot come tomorrow and start denying what you wrote in that affidavit, because you were under oath when you wrote that. And for Brigadier Gininda, nobody was forcing him. It is actually him who wrote that. So the big question that we may ask ourselves is, why is Gininda refusing to simply say, yes, I'm the one who wrote that, and I am swearing under oath that what I wrote in there is definitely true? We are under cross-examination, and Gininda probably is afraid that he may be asked a question that is in line with that affidavit, and he may be exposed before Judge Rata, and his own evidence might put him in serious trouble. So to avoid going under that trap, he can actually deny that what I wrote in there is actually true, so that once the cross-examination begins, he can actually start changing his statements as he goes on. That's like the strategy that Gininda is trying to use. So after doing some research, I actually figured out that a lead investigator can actually dispute or clarify what they wrote in an affidavit. So for example, if Brigadier Gininda figures out that he made a mistake in that affidavit, he can actually correct it by providing additional details through like filing a supplementary or corrected affidavit, and obviously he has to explain why that change is necessary. So due to this loophole that allows the investigator to like correct what they wrote in an affidavit, that is why Gininda is refusing to answer that question that is being asked by Advocate Mnisi, so that when he figures out during the cross-examination that he made a mistake, he can actually turn around and say, no, let me correct that, I actually made a mistake. So that's why he's refusing to answer that question. So looking at this overall, it's definitely not fair, because these accused, they want someone who is like sure of what he is saying, because this is a matter of like life in freedom and also spending it in prison. That's the difference. That is the line these guys are facing. And we have Brigadier Gininda, who is supposed to be telling the truth in a sworn statement, but it turns out he can actually dispute it or change it at his own will, and that loophole in itself is not fair at all. So obviously, if Gininda changes this statement in the future, after realizing so many mistakes, his credibility is going to come into question. So definitely the defense team is going to be taking advantage or and trying to weaken the state of the case and the state of the defense, because this affidavit, it turns out, even though it is not set in stone, it has serious legal consequences, and this can definitely hurt the case of the state, and the defense has to continue pressing on that issue and find loopholes, because if you see someone refusing to answer a simple yes or no, it means there is definitely something that is missing in that document, and Advocate Mnisi is a task to try and find out exactly what is that, so that he can win the case in his favor. So tell me what you think in the comment section, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.